Hi everyone, and welcome to Penny's Tarot. I just want to pull out a card for the collective. I want to say thank you to everyone who supports my channel on YouTube, and I just want to say hello to everyone on my Instagram. I am going to be pulling out a card for the collective, so please stay tuned and let's see what we have in store for 2021. And also, I just wanted to pinpoint that the 2021 New Year, I'm sorry, not 2021, the 2022 New Year readings for all signs will be released very soon, so please stand by. Okay, thank you guys. So let's pull out a card for the collective. Thank you, Holy Spirit, for your guidance and support. Please show us what we need to see for the collective for the year 2022, starting from January. So we want to see some advice that you have for us for the year of 2022. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Show us what we need to see. Show us what we need to see. So today we have two cards that came out. These cards are so beautiful. The deck that I'm currently using is the Starseed Oracle by Rebecca Campbell. And here, the two cards that we have is We, the Heathers, Deep Love, Mother's Milk, Birth as a Portal. I'm going to look deeply into these. The second card that we have is Earth. Learn how to be human in a world, but not of it. I love this card. This is what we're getting from this card. Birth is a portal that ushers in new life. The Hathors are here to remind you that you're a child of the Cosmic Mother, and you're being called to be held by her deep, never-ending love and embrace. This is a tender, nourishing card reminding you to receive the deep, deep love of the Mother's embrace. The Hathors knew that the journey on Earth can be rocky and lonely at times, but you're being reminded to rest more deeply in the Mother's arms. This is a card of extreme potency, of femininity, of creation, and the birth. You're being called to mother yourself and others too, to surrender to your sacred femininity, to create and surrender to your own creation, to hold and be held. You're being called to remember your place in the web of life and to realize that the Cosmic Mother is watching you every step of the way. You may be going through a transition right now, moving from one way to being to another. If so, you're being reminded that you're cradled in a scarred container, that you're more held than you can possibly imagine, and you have the access to more love than your heart can bear. If you're struggling in any way, you're being reassured that things will work out. Open yourself to receiving the overflowing love of the Cosmic Mother, floating toward you from every direction. Let it scratch your heart. Okay? Allow the deep love of Cosmic Mother to wash over you. Say, I am loved, I am held. So this card is very deep, guys. Basically, the messaging that is clearly from this card is that a lot of us tend to look through the spiritual world and then we get stuck in the spiritual world, and then we forget that we're physical beings in the human world, right? So right now I'm just summarizing. And that some of us are also in the material world, which is the physical world on earth, grounded, right? And we are so focused on the material world that we forget about the spiritual world, and that can make life a little bit harder, you know, because we're so focused on the physical world. But what Spirit is telling us is that we need to learn to have a balance between the material world and the spiritual world, because that's the only way we can succeed in life and be able to progress, right? Because once you're able to listen to the spiritual messages that are given to you, that are supported by you by your guardian angels, by God, you're able to go through the world a little bit more easily and a little bit more smoothly. It doesn't mean, oh, let me get stuck in the material world because the spiritual world ain't helping me. No, because without them, you won't be able to make it. You know, although we feel that, yes, we have free will. The free will that we have can only take us so far. And that the decisions that we make may not prosper because we didn't choose to listen to what was made for us that day, or what direction was supposed to be chosen that day. And all these little things, you know what I mean? And just trusting in the angel, trusting in God, asking for support from your angels. Just those little things are actually bigger than they seem. So learning to have balance, you know, don't be too stuck in the spiritual world where you get too wrapped up in the signs and the messaging where you just forget that, hey, let's get a little bit reality up in here, you know what I mean? So it's just like learning to have a balance of the two. You know, you're always supported by God, by Mother Nature. You're just always supported, and they're always there for you. You are a human being, and we are not perfect, and that sometimes we do need help, and that's okay, and that's perfect, because we are not alone as individuals. We have ancestors, we have God, we have our angels who support and guide us. All you need to do is ask. And don't get too stuck into getting the answers all the time, because sometimes it does take ourselves to make decisions and choices to learn, right? For us to learn. Sometimes God will leave us alone and put us in situations where it's like, okay, now I want to see where you're at right now. It's like when you go to school and you take that test, and you have to, like, when you go to school and you take that test exam, and the teacher wants to know, okay, let's see where you're at right now. Let's see, have you passed? Have you learned something in life? Have you done this? Are you ready to go on to the next level? Right? So it's like those little tests will come into your lives, and sometimes we have no control of the outcome, but it's just for the angels to know that we are ready for whatever is coming. Right? So just learn to have a balance. Be human, live a human experience, you know, but also stay grounded, and also be spiritual at the same time, because that's the way you can succeed and listen. Don't do too much of one thing and forget about the other, you know what I mean? But we are human, we are not perfect, but that is the advice that I'm getting from Spirit, is to always have balance when it comes to the spiritual and material world. Okay? This is a perfect card for the new year of 2022. Trust in the process, trust in God, trust in your angels, and everything will be just fine. You are loved. You are supported. Thank you, guys. Enjoy your 2022. Love you. Bye.